I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but I might as well add some context in case this ends up on the internet. My name's Nick, and for some reason, I'm going to play and document a goddamn Godzilla game. My roommate recently purchased an NES Godzilla cartridge that, apparently, can change its contents depending on who's playing it. They've been on it every now and then for a while, and they've also tried to convince me to play it. I declined at first because it was the stupidest thing I'd ever heard. But, after they showed their screenshots with me, I have to admit, I was somewhat curious about what the game would create for me if I played it. But I still wasn't that interested. But, ever since they went on a business trip, I've been extremely bored without anyone to talk to. So, I caved, and now I'm doing this. At best, I'll get to play a fun game, and at worst, I'll lose a lot of my dignity. Alright, I've got everything set up like they told me to do. Well, I'm pretty damn sure that the title screen is different. Subtlety mustn't be a word this cartridge is familiar with. If I'm being honest here, I've never seen the appeal of Godzilla. I have no idea how a franchise about guys in rubber suits slapping each other got so popular. Everything I know about it comes from glancing at whatever Godzilla movie my roommate was watching, and anything they had to explain to me when they were talking about the game. Okay, no more stalling. Time to delve into this thing. Alright, I take it my objective is to undo those 4 seals. I could barely read that text due to a combination of how quickly it faded away and how grainy this CRT is, but I'm pretty sure it said Horde, which I assume is the name of this place. I can control the dinosaur on the left, but I can't do anything with the fungus or the satellite. If I remember correctly, those are bosses, or at the very least, something important. The other icons look like a cave entrance, some sort of grain field, the same icon but with a rock instead of grain, and a purple lake with 2 tree trunks. Those are probably the levels. I wish I had more options to start with, but I guess I have to go to the cave first. That's strange. I thought I would be playing as Godzilla, but instead I've got this weird looking knockoff called Gigantus. He's pretty sluggish, which is definitely going to make the levels a slog to get through. There's a ton of these green blobs all around the cave. They take a ton of hits and don't do anything, so whenever one shows up, I just have to mash A or B. I guess they're okay for getting used to my attacks, but they don't seem to serve any purpose other than to waste my time. This level must be a tutorial of sorts, since now there's some pillars that I have to crawl under, but I think this cartridge forgot that tutorials don't have to be mind-numbingly boring. I also don't really see the point in crawling. The only difference is I have less attacks and I move even slower. God, I'm so sick of dealing with these ugly blobs. There's gotta be more attacks, right? Maybe Start does something. Nice! I killed it instantly. Oh great, this better not mean what I think it means. Yep, it means I get punished for playing the game. How was I supposed to know that pressing start would alert every murder bat in this damn cave? Damn it, they're catching up to me now. Maybe they won't be able to get me if I crawl under this? Sucks for that guy, I guess, but better him than me. Alright, that level is finally over. The next one better be good. As I suspected, this level takes place in some sort of wheat field, but I don't know what this game was thinking when choosing to make the clouds and sky vomit green colored. Near the crops are some tick-looking things. Unfortunately, they're not on the main path, so I can't hit them. The main problem here are these baboon raptors. They're vicious little pricks that always attack me in groups of 2 or more. But I learned that if I press start and down at the same time, I can lunge forwards. It makes quick work of enemies, but it uses a lot of my P, whatever that stands for, because this game just won't let me have fun. Every now and then, these grabbers fly by and uproot the wheat. Sucks for whoever owns this farm, but I think they failed as a farmer when they had goddamn baboon raptors running around. I don't have anything to say about the ugly turtle freak. It's about as smart as it looks, so all it does is shamble towards me. Something tells me that this smog is bad news. Maybe it's the incredibly subtle sign of all the creatures running away. Not like I can avoid it though. Great, my health and P are being drained constantly. I better have enough to get through this. The smog finally passed, about damn time, but now I have to kill enough things to get my health back. And I guess the smog ruined all the crops as well. This thing is the first enemy I've seen after the smog. It's not moving at all for some reason. Not that I'm complaining. Wait, it's saying something.
Traveler, please help us. These beasts have been ruining our cropland. We don't have enough food to sustain ourselves.
I don't see how that's my problem, but thanks for refilling my health. Moron. Alright, that level is over. Time to see what the rock icon is about. Looks just like the last level, but with some rocks instead of wheat, and a lot less enemies. Not like that's a bad thing, though. The faster I get through this, the better. There are some freaky looking gators here. Usually they just try to bite me, but sometimes they'll spit acid from their top head. They're very easy to deal with since my fire breath still one-shots everything. The enemies are running away from me now. I guess they must have realized who's the apex predator around here. There's also a faint buzzing noise in the background. No sign of any enemies. They must have ran pretty far. That buzzing sound is also getting louder. This is giving me a bad feeling. Now the buzzing is even louder than the stage music. What the hell is causing that sound? I guess that's my answer. I don't think I can outrun them. Maybe lunging will be faster? No, damn it! Great. I have to do that all over again. I guess I should be thankful that this thing gives me multiple chances in the first place. Nothing new in the cave, so I'm not taking any screenshots. Looks like the field level hasn't changed since that smog came through. It's sort of surprising, but maybe that's just because my expectations for this thing are very low. This baboon must have killed one of those grabbers. I wonder if I can steal it from him. Damn, can't say I expected that to happen. After some more walking around, the level ended. Aside from a few select moments, this game is pretty boring. Alright, second time's the charm. My plan this time is to hide behind a rock and wait for the swarm to pass over. I have to give this game some credit. This level does feel a lot more tense now that I'm constantly expecting a swarm of murder bugs to show up. The buzzing is back, but I can't find any damn rocks. Finally, I found one. But it looks like I'll have to evict the owner. Sweet. The bugs passed over me, and that gator is definitely going to die. After some more hide-and-seek with the murder bugs, that level ended. And I suppose it's boss time. The giant fungus is apparently called Matango? I've never heard my roommate mention it, so it mustn't be a Godzilla monster. Matango can't move, so this is about as interesting as fighting one of the cave blobs. But the difference is that this thing has more health and can spit out little fungi. Ugh, the little fungi are spawning at a much faster rate. This is getting out of hand. Now that its health is low, it's spreading some kind of poisonous gas, but it can only damage me while I'm grounded. I finally beat it, and its head exploded in a pretty mundane way. It also seems like my health and P capacity have increased, but of course, I wasn't actually given any. Alright, back to the board, and the satellite changed? Why can't this game make up its damn mind? It's hard to make out through the scan lines, but I think it's a key. No idea how this thing is going to make an entire level around that. I'll take the upper path so I don't have to deal with any more damn bugs. The lake icon seems to take place in a dark forest. A very dark forest. A forest so dark I can barely see the enemies through this old busted TV. The small red things are very easy to kill, so I can refill my health pretty quickly with them. I guess that's one good thing in this awful level. Sometimes there's a small clearing where the sunlight peers through the trees. It makes seeing what's going on a lot easier. There's also many herds of strange green creatures. There are a bunch of cowards who run away as soon as they see me, so I have to get the jump on them. There's some purple water that was in the level icon. I'm curious about what it does, but I don't want to restart. Then again, I do have a test subject. Interesting. I guess this forest has tons of acid pools. Not sure how any of the plant life is thriving, but maybe I just don't understand this dumb cartridge's logic. Every now and then a flock of birds swoops down to skewer the green creatures. Sometimes one of the birds tries to attack me, but I can keep them at bay with my fire breath. I started another lake level and there's this turtle-esque creature. I can't damage it, only push it slightly. I can also walk on top of its shell. I can't jump over the acid because it extends too far, so I'm not sure what the game expects me to do. Unless... well, I'm not sure if this is what I was supposed to do, but I pushed the turtle into the acid to ride on its shell. Been on this shell for a while now, nothing has happened so far. The birds are back and they're all trying to attack me, but none of them can hit me if I just crawl, so any possible semblance of actual challenge is gone. After another minute or so on the shell, the level ended. Only one level left. I still have no idea what the icon could be referring to. My best guess is that it has something to do with one of the 4 seals mentioned at the start, or maybe I'm just gonna be walking on keys. It looks like a gloomier version of the rock level, so it must be related to one of the 4 seals. There is a statue of a robed figure in the background, but I can't read its nameplate. I also can't move, so either this is a cutscene, or the game froze. I'm hoping for the latter. That buzzing is back, so whatever is going to happen won't be good. Great, a surprise boss battle. But if this is anything like Matango, then at least it'll be over quickly. Their attack strategy consists of hanging back and sending a few bugs to stop me from reaching it. I'm not sure why they don't just swarm all over me like in the rock levels, but that's probably just dumb video game logic. The worst part is that they can just reform themselves around my attacks. I can tell this fight is going to be a pain. Thankfully, like all bugs, they're very weak to fire. That'll make this easier, but knowing this game, I'm gonna run out of P before I defeat them. What are they doing now? Of course this fight has multiple phases, why wouldn't it? Their battle style is the same, but it's harder to hit them since they're flying. It doesn't help that I can't face the other direction. Now they keep trying to grab me. Big mistake on their part. Take that, freak show. Why won't this damn battle end already? What the hell? Why do they look like Godzilla? This is by far the most unfair phase. They just keep pummeling me into the corner without even giving me a chance to dodge. And now I can't even hit them with my fire breath. How the hell am I supposed to do damage now? Crap, they're charging up for something big. Damn it! That attack took out most of my remaining health. How was I supposed to avoid that? Alright, I have an idea that might work, but I have to survive until they start charging up again. They're charging up now. I've only got one chance, so this better work. Yes! It worked! And the few bugs that remain are all flying away. Which is great, because that battle was awful. So, what do I do now? Walking to the right doesn't do anything, but... what? Screen faded to black, so I guess the level ended. About damn time. Oh, I guess that statue was the seal. Interesting, but I'm going to stop here. Alright, I'm somewhat glad I finally played it, but the chances of me continuing this are next to 0. The visuals were bland, the music was boring, and the gameplay wasn't fun. So that's 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back. This is Nick, signing off permanently, unless I get wasted enough to think this'll be fun to continue.